And welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Ed Smith, joined by my co-host, Ed Cole, here at MPX, a neighborhood joint. That music can only mean one thing. That means it's time for our JUCO report. Before we jump to Coach D, wanted to remind everybody that Piccoli's Natural Pet Food and Supplies, family-owned and operated, over 30 brands of pet food and large selections of treats, your local destination for origin and Kana Premium Foods. For more information, call Piccoli's at 602-923-1185 or visit piccolispets.com. So on the Maduro's hotline, we have Coach D. How you doing, Coach?
Good morning. Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Mr. Cole.
Good morning, Coach.
Great to have you on, man. Well, we're going to let you – I want you to jump right into the segment so we can get some stuff in.
You know, I'm going to try to do this and come up for air a couple of times in between because there's a lot to talk about. And shame Mr. Marshall's off today, not to take anything away from Ed Cole, but this is a segment that he and I, normally have run with, so I'll do the best I can. Now, what I wanted to do is, we're doing kind of an almost mid-season assessment of each of the teams in the Western States Football League. So we're talking the 8 teams, Scottsdale, Eastern Arizona, Mesa Community College, Pima, Snow, Arizona Western, Glendale Community College, and Phoenix College. Had a chance to visit briefly with each of the coaches in the conference this week. Starting with the game tonight, Phoenix College is making their first real road trip, first extended road trip. They're heading up to Ephraim, Utah, to take on Snow tonight. It's going to be a rough one for them. I'll tell you that right off the bat. I spoke to Coach Mejia at Phoenix College, said they've got a real young team. They've been kind of banged up, on both sides of the ball, both lines, and this will be their first game that they really have their O&D line back and healthy. So it's going to be a real test for them. Snow is tough. Phoenix has had some penalties that have kind of hurt them throughout the season. They've been a 2-possession game in 3 games, and it's rough. They're 1-4 right now. Going up to play a real good Snow team that the only loss is to Scottsdale, which is in a whole other league right now. We'll get to talking to them here in a minute. But spoke to Coach Paul Peterson up at Snow. He's talking really about their toughness. They're a tough team. Penalties also have hurt them kind of early, but they're too deep on both lines. They're good. They're rolling, and it may not be pretty tonight. Phoenix is going to have a 12, 13-hour bus drive up there, and I've made that trip. It's a long trip, and when you're not at full strength, it's going to hurt extra bad. So we'll see how they do tonight. Should be interesting. Next up, Arizona Western and Glendale Community College. GCC has kind of had, that same type of season as Phoenix. It's been kind of a down season for them. They've got a young secondary, struggling a little bit. Their defense has been more overall as their strength of the season. Coach Mickey Bell's a little more involved with calling the D over there this year. In their last game against Eastern Arizona, which was last week, they held Eastern, which is an option team, which normally averages over 400 yards a game rushing, held them to 180, and they also had 2 picks. Their kicking game is really good at Glendale, and they're expecting to at least give Arizona Western a run tonight. Arizona Western is down. Spoke to Coach Minnick this morning out there. He's had some issues he's been dealing with, from health issues to recently had a death in the family, so he'll be rejoining the team tonight. Arizona Western, as you know, they were the national finalists last year in junior college football. They're down, and it's kind of centered around their line. They had high expectations with their offensive line. Things are a little down for them, but with Coach Minnick rejoining the team, anything can happen, and so they're going to be at Glendale tonight. Okay. Next up, we've got Eastern Arizona College playing at Mesa. This is going to be a huge game. Mesa's got the number 1 quarterback in the conference, a good receiving core. They're playing much better football. Spoke to Coach Felker this week. Had a big win last week and fewer penalties. All the kids have bought in. And they've also got the nation's leading rusher. Really good offensive line, so you sense the common theme here. How your line goes is typically how your team is going to go. And they're playing good football. Their only concern is they've got a kind of a young secondary right now, and their defense is really going to have to step up against one of the nation's leading rushing teams in Eastern because they're an option team. But Eastern, on the other side of the coin, their quarterback's been beat up this season. They're getting him back tonight, but up until last week they were on their 4th quarterback. So they got their starter back. Should be a better night for them. Should be an interesting matchup out there at Mesa, Eastern Arizona versus Mesa Community College. So that's another one. And then finally, let's talk about Scottsdale. Scottsdale is in Tucson playing Pima. Scottsdale's in a whole other league right now, and they're 4-0. They're ranked number 4 in the country. And when I spoke to Coach Doug Medosky over at Scottsdale Community College this week, he really downplayed it. It's interesting because there's always room to improve. They're continuing to grow. He feels they've got a fairly balanced attack, a really good receiving core. They're running the ball. That's their strength right now, is running the football, which hasn't always been the case out at SCC with the Artichokes, but got a fairly young offensive line. Their goal, Medosky's a real defensive-minded guy, and his goal is to kind of limit the big plays. In talking about Pima Community College, the quarterback situation down there in Tucson is a little more settled, good wide receiving core. They're a little bit more physical on the defense. Now, wouldn't it be something, guys, if at the end of the season you got Scottsdale right now ranked number 4 in the nation, you got Snow College of Utah ranked number 8, Eastern Arizona number 13, Mesa Community College 17, and Arizona Western to round them out at number 19. Two of those teams are looking to drop football after this year. Wouldn't it be something if Scottsdale Community College, the Artichokes, my alma mater, wins the national championship in their last year playing JUCO football?
That would be crazy.
It would be. It would be. So it's a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of great games. It was interesting getting the perspective of these coaches, midway through the season and how they rate themselves. A lot of downplaying, obviously. These guys have a lot of room to improve, taking nothing for granted. And even talking to Coach Peterson at Snow, he's at home. It's hard to win at that place. And he's hosting Phoenix College, which is struggling right now. And he even talked about how Phoenix has a really good defensive line, and he's expecting them to play up and play well tonight. But his own team, he pointed out some of the issues he needed to fix over there. So it's an interesting season how it's playing out. Scottsdale is really good. Arizona Western is down, which hasn't always been the case, but they're retooling, and it's just a matter of time before they get back to where they should be. So really excited about the games tonight. If anybody's local here in town, head over to Mesa, 7 p.m., watch Eastern Arizona at Mesa. Anybody in the West Valley, Arizona Western from Yuma is playing at Glendale. And that's it here locally. Scottsdale is at Pima. So if you're listening down at head over to Keno Sports Complex, 7 p.m., and then obviously Phoenix is at Snow.
Well, Coach, I know you wanted to bring your co-host on for the new upcoming Monday show. I think we have him on the line with us as well.
Yes, James Poovey is my broadcast partner at Ottawa University doing their football. It's been a great first year out there. James, are you there?
I am. How are you guys doing this morning?
All right.
Just a heads up, Coach, we got about a minute and 45 left.
Okay, James, take it away. What's going on at Ottawa?
Yeah, we just wanted to, Ottawa right now, they're battling SACU and Waxahachie, Texas right now. They started out the game early this morning, down 14-0. They fought their way back. They're up 17-14 right now and clawing back against the Lions of SACU. Just wanted to mention the Mike Nesbitt show coming up on Monday night. That's going to be live from Buffalo Wild Wings out in Surprise. So anyone in the area, make sure to come out and join us. It's going to start at 8 p.m. We're going to have Coach Nesbitt on. He's going to have the player of the week from the game at SACU right now. And we're going to have a couple other features going on. That's going to be produced by Greg Jones. So we're going to have a good time with that, and we're going to parlay that into some other fun things for Ottawa University, Arizona as well. So we're very excited about that. Yes,
and those of you that can't come out, there's going to be a link. It's YouTube Live on the school's website. You can tune in. My mom's always told me I had a face for radio, so you'll get to see James and I, on your screen there, and try to look away a few times. But we'll be on. We're real excited. The community's really embraced Ottawa University. A lot of JUCO kids over there, a lot of good stuff. So we're really excited about it and the opportunity.
Coach, we can't thank you enough.
OUAZ Spirit Athletics on there, and we're so glad to debut that show, and thank you guys for having us on this morning.
Thanks, you very much. Hey, we're going to have you back on, and we'll continue to promote what you guys are doing. Appreciate you, Coach.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you as well.
Thank you,
Thank you, Coach.
So
you listen to the Easy Sports Talk Show on NBC Sports Radio, 1060 AM, as well as KSLX. AC Channel 200.7 comes to you live today from MPX, a neighborhood joint, 4717 East Bell Road. Get out of here to see the 195-inch TV, everything on the menu made from scratch. We'll be back right after these messages, folks.
NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060, KDUS Tempe Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix, driven by Chapman Bell Road Hyundai. Come see us or check out our specials online at ChapmanHyundaiPhoenix.com.
The Easy Sports